Assalamualaikum students, how are you all? I hope all of you are fine and enjoy your vacation. Students, hopefully आपको याद होगा कि हमारा लेसन जो चैप्टर था साइंस का which is अर्थ इन सोलर सिस्टम. So students, उसमें एक टॉपिक आया था फेज ऑफ मून. So आज मैं आपको कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर करने वाली हूँ अबाउट फेज ऑफ मून. उसके लिए आपको इस वीडियो को क्लियरली और केयरफुली देखना होगा ताकि आपको फेज ऑफ मून के बारे में अंडरस्टैंड हो जाए. ओके स्टूडेंट, सो बी केयरफुल एंड गेट रेडी.
It's the brightest and most noticeable object in the night sky. But if you spend much time observing it, you will see that the moon is never quite the same from one night to the next. The moon has something we call phases, which means that it appears to change shape a little bit every night. To understand why this happens, we need to talk a little bit about the way the Earth and the moon move together in space. The moon orbits around the Earth, much like the Earth orbits around the sun. However, while the Earth takes about 365 days to travel once around the sun, 1 year, the moon completes its orbit around the Earth in only 29.5 days, or about 1 month.
So students, we know about that the moon revolves around the earth.
That's actually where the idea of months came from, the time it takes for the moon to complete one orbit around the Earth. And the words moon and month come from the same root. Despite how bright it looks in the sky, the moon does not have any light of its own. It only appears to shine brightly in the sky because light from the sun hits it and bounces off. Just like the...
So students, this is the phases of moon like full moon, waxing gibbous, first quarter, waxing crescent, new moon, waxing crescent, waning crescent, last quarter, waning gibbous and then full moon. ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स, ये हमारे सारे फेजेस हैं मून के. लाइक फुल मून होता है, वैक्सिंग गिबस होता है और ये सारे का सारा प्रोसेस कंप्लीट हो गया देन वी फुल मून एंड द मून इज रिवॉल्विंग अराउंड द अर्थ इन डिफरेंट फेजेस.
Earth. The moon has a day side and a night side, with half of it in sunlight and half of it in darkness at any one time. As the moon travels through its orbit around the Earth, that dividing line between day and night, called the terminator, is visible from different angles, giving the impression that different amounts of the moon are lit up on different days. The cycle of lunar phases begins with the new moon. At new moon, the moon appears completely dark because the unlit side is facing the Earth. New moon is the only time in the lunar cycle when a solar eclipse could happen, because it is the only time that the moon is between the sun and the Earth. After a few days, once the moon has moved along a little in its orbit, we can begin to see some of the moon's day side from
So students, this is waxing crescent.
Earth. What we see is just a thin slice of light called a crescent. We call it a waxing crescent because waxing means growing.
Waxing crescent.
The crescent moon will grow a little bit thicker every night until it reaches the next phase, first quarter.
First quarter.
The first quarter moon is sometimes called the half moon because it appears to us that half of the moon is illuminated. But it is called first quarter because the moon is 1/4 of the way through its cycle. As the days pass, the moon continues to grow, soon entering its next phase, the waxing gibbous.
G students, waxing gibbous.
Gibbous means humped or swollen, and again, we call it waxing because it grows thicker every night until it reaches the next phase. Full moon is the biggest, brightest, and easiest phase of the moon to see. The moon rises at sunset and is up all night, So if you are outside and the sky is clear, it's hard to miss. The moon is halfway through its orbit around the Earth and is now on the opposite side of the Earth from the Sun. During the full moon is the only time that a lunar eclipse can happen, because that is the only time that the Earth's shadow could fall on the moon. As the moon continues in its path, it appears to shrink again as we begin to see more and more of its dark side. A few days after the full moon, the moon will be a gibbous again, but this time it's a waning gibbous.
Waning gibbous
Means shrinking or getting smaller, and so the moon will be waning for the rest of its orbit. The next phase is another half moon, but this time it's called third quarter, or sometimes last or final quarter, because the moon is 3/4 of the way through its orbit. Soon, the half moon shrinks into a waning crescent, which will continue to shrink night after night until it vanishes completely into the next new moon. Big and bright and beautiful, different every night, but repeating the same cycle over and over. The moon is one of the best objects in the sky to observe, especially for someone just getting started. The next time you look up and see the moon in the sky, take a moment and see if you can identify which phase of the moon you're seeing, and try to figure out which one will come next.
So students, these are our phases of moon which we know about. Hopefully स्टूडेंट आपको क्लियरली समझ आ गई होगी एंड होपफुली आप इसको अच्छे से अंडरस्टैंड आपने किया होगा. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ. अल्लाह हाफिज़.